Racing Rivals is a really interesting episode of Mickey Mouse Roadster Racers because it focuses on Minnie. And it's unusual, not unheard of, but unusual that the first segment in the episode focuses on Minnie because the Happy Helpers episode focuses on Minnie. But actually, that's not the case this time. They're switched a little bit. I'll talk about the second segment separately, um, which is called The Hapless Helpers. But The Racing Rivals is the first segment of the fourth episode of the second season of Mickey Mouse Roadster Racers, or Mickey and the Roadster Racers. And in this one, Minnie's rather adorable friend Maggie comes to visit. And Daisy explains to Cuckoo Loca, and we see this very quickly, that Maggie and Minnie are very competitive. It starts off with them giving gifts to each other and then giving them gifts to say thank you for the gifts, and the gifts get bigger and bigger. And then it's announced that they're going to be racing and Maggie is going to be taking part. But since she doesn't have a roadster, they're going to be using their everyday vehicles. And nobody's really keen on this idea because their vehicles aren't equipped with special things to give them that boost during the race. But they all take part anyway. And during the race, there are various obstacles that certain characters have to overcome or struggle to overcome because they're not in their roadsters. And Minnie and Maggie have to realise that their competitiveness, this rivalry, friendly rivalry for the most part, does actually cause some problems and put some other people in some pretty sticky situations. And it's all about doing things as friendly as possible while having some healthy competition, but sometimes being too competitive can have its problems. Maggie is a character I really liked. I really liked the design of her. I didn't like the fact that she kept saying sugar all of the time. That really irritated me a lot. But aside from that, I thought the character was quite pleasant. If she is in another episode in the future, I will not have a problem with it. Obviously, having the races with their regular cars was kind of interesting. It meant it was slightly different. And I was, of course, curious to see who would win the race and if it would be Minnie or Maggie or anybody else. And of course, I'm not going to say exactly what happened. One of my favourite moments, though, was when Daisy said fudge puddles. I messed that up completely. She said fudge puddles. And Daisy has some of the best vocabulary and just the best sayings, and fudge puddles just amused me a lot. It's a very fun episode. It's very different. It was unpredictable. Having a new character in there shook things up a little bit. I'd say Racing Rivals was definitely pretty decent.